Guys, Dr. John here at Paramount Health, and I'm just going to share my story, kind of how I became a chiropractor and why. So I was in undergrad, and I was a sophomore in undergrad, and I was a pre-med major. Didn't really know what direction I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to be in the health field of some sort. And around that time, I have one sister, one sibling. She has four kids. At that time, they were age 9 to 1, and she was in an accident. Thankfully, they weren't with her, but she was in a rollover accident, and she actually crushed T12, so where your mid back and your low back meet. She crushed that vertebrae. Thankfully, she had no spinal cord injury. The vertebrae, the spine was crushed, and it did its job. It protected her nervous system, her spinal cord. But that led to a lot of chronic pain. There's not a lot you could do for that. You just let it heal. She didn't need any bars or surgery or anything like that, thankfully. But through that process, she got prescribed opioids, so for the pain, and she was on them for about 4 months. And during this time, there was a big crackdown on overprescription of opioids. They were just kind of handing them out to people for any issue you had. So there's a big crackdown on that. So after about 4 months, they started giving her less and less and less until eventually they wouldn't prescribe her them at all. So she went to the streets to buy them. And eventually that led her down a very, very bad path. Kind of a long story short, she went from an amazing stay-at-home mom, taking her kids to the pool, taking them all of their different sports activities, home-cooked food every single day. She went from that to being addicted to actually ended up being meth as the kind of the road she ended up getting down to. So here's my mom in her mid-50s having to raise four kids, 9 to 1. And at that point, after kind of experiencing the medical system, what they had to offer, not only my father, but my grandpa in a few years previous to that, kind of drugs or surgery was really the only option they had for them. So there was no getting to the root cause of the problem. It was just treating those symptoms. So seeing my sister and my family go through that, the 9-year-old at the time just graduated high school this year. So it's been quite a few years since then, but I knew that I didn't want to just offer those two things. I didn't want those to be the only options that I had to offer people. So I wanted to focus on getting to the root cause of the problem. So I ended up, after I finished my undergrad, I went to Palmer Chiropractic School in Davenport, Iowa, to focus on more of a natural approach, but also focusing on getting the root cause. Our brain, our spinal cord, our nervous system control every single thing in our body. How it does that is through those spine and the nerves. The brain sends a message down our spine, out those nerves, every single cell, tissue, organ. So I can optimize how that's functioning, optimize giving your body the best chance to heal and function the way it's supposed to.